YouTube? Happy Monday. I want to make sure that this is okay. What's up, YouTube? Happy Monday. Microphone's on. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm going to zoom you out so you can see more of the table, because that's the main camera right now. Oh, what's going on? Okay, I got scared. I thought I ruined this camera for a sec. That's good. I'll move some stuff out of the way. I'll turn this on, bring this camera up, and then this way. All right, cool. So what's up, YouTube? Hold on, let's just come up just a little bit. Hold on, that didn't help at all. We're gonna have to just aim it up like that. Okay. Yo, what's up, KC? And then let me straighten you out, zoom you in a little. What's up? What's up? Hello, December. Hello, YouTube. I got shipping some subs right now. So that's what you see. This is a sub for a Honda Accord. This bag looks a little used. This sub's brand new. Literally just came out of the main shipping box that they send it in. We're adding our harness here. How's everybody's weekend? I hung some Christmas tree lights. I got this AI bot going. I'll show you guys that before the end of the stream. It answers questions pretty well. I'm actually surprised with how well it does. Got to tweak it a little bit more, make sure people can't abuse it. Make it say dumb stuff or do dumb stuff. You know, there's always someone on the internet just trying to do dumb stuff, so got to make sure it can't like be forced to do something else. All right, we need to add some foam ring. Come on. Go. Gonna show you guys something that I haven't really shown on stream before, because I haven't had an order for a while. This customer somehow found the product, even though you can't find it. I'm not sure how he found it, honestly. I don't know what he asked who or what, but he found it. Let me just grab this box. So he actually shipped this product already, but I'm pretty sure it's lost, honestly. I sent it to my UPS account manager. He said he'll look for it, but last time this happened, the package was like legit lost. But I'll show you in a second. Let me just get these subs shipped out. This one's going to Florida, baby. Go have this tomorrow. Love to see it. Love to see it. Oh, I need to put some money into the shipping account. Come on, buddy. There we go. I got another sub, same Honda Accord. I got a bunch of brackets printed, but I'm gonna need to print more of these brackets. I just realized I got a bunch of Acura TL brackets printed. Yeah, I agree. It is that time of year, but I don't know, man. Uh, Maybe it's just my anxiety, or uh, just customers being the way they are. I just this like, how do I tell this guy? Oh, we just gotta wait till UPS finds the package. Like, in the customer's eyes, like, it's still my responsibility. Like, even though it's left my hands and I don't have the thing, most people don't understand that it's like not your responsibility as a shipping company, but you gave it to a shipping company, so you have some responsibility. So, anyways, what I'm saying is they don't really want to hear it. Like, hey, like, we just gotta wait for UPS to resolve. They want you to ship them another item because that's what Amazon would do. So sometimes you get people that understand, other times you don't. Um, but in this case, the way this happened, UPS picked up the package. The guy didn't scan it in front of me, and then someone else came for a pickup, which means he didn't have my pickup. Usually, when that happens, it gets delayed, and sometimes it gets lost because it doesn't get scanned in right away. So they picked this up on Thursday. No, on Wednesday. No, no, what am I saying? What am I saying? Yeah, they did. They picked it up on Wednesday, and they took it, but the guy who picked it up didn't have the pickup on his scanner. So he just like, don't worry, I'll just throw it in the truck, I'll take it for you. Then UPS actually came for the pickup, and then they took the other two packages I had. Those two other packages are scanned in, and they show that they are on the way. But the one that the other guy took doesn't show that it's scanned in yet, even though they have it. And last time something like this happened, the package got lost. The other time, it took like 2 weeks before it finally got updated. Um, so I don't know. I'm gonna give it to the end of today, but I'm just gonna make it just in case I do need to ship it. I'm sorry, I'm gonna give it till tomorrow morning before I ship the guy a replacement. Just because usually, like, sometimes it is like a couple day thing, but sometimes it's just lost. UPS has gotten me like that a couple times where they take the package and then they don't scan it in, so it says they never got it, and then they just never get scanned in. So I can't even file a claim because they just claimed that they never got it to begin with. Yeah, it happens so rarely enough, like maybe once every other month, that like it seems kind of silly to like be like, oh no, you don't have my pickup, I'm gonna delay it, because like sometimes um the other person won't come. Like it gets like screwed up. It's very weird, but it only happens like a very few times. Oh no, both mics are dead. Okay, no, this one's on. Sorry guys, my mic died. Okay, now this one's getting shipped out. Why the hell is there a change on this table? What the, I just realized someone tipped me a couple quarters. My wife was like, "Here's a couple quarters for you." All right, this one's going to Texas. This one's going far. God damn, son. We got orders on orders on orders on orders. Thank God. All right, so here's the product I was telling you guys about. So hold on, let me get sure the customer. Okay. Put that right there. Okay. All right, so here's kicker key and an amp kit. And then I need to get one more thing. All right, and then I'm gonna sit my ass down. Okay, look, so the whole thing here was, hold on. Okay. No, I look crazy. I need a haircut, whatever. All right, so the whole thing here was, this is supposed to be a plug and play amp for a sub. So a lot of people in their Acura are like, hey, you know what? I don't really want to upgrade the entire system. I just want a louder subwoofer. I want more sub. So let me show you the product quick. Where's my keyboard? It's not in search. Let's see if it lists on Google. Yeah, okay, it's listed on Google. That's why how he found it. Okay. Let me take this out. Okay, and then clean the screen. Properties. Oh no. Oh no. Alright, we're gonna just have to delete. Hold on. My screen's all messed up. Gotta minimize everything. Sorry guys. I changed the size, I changed the resolution of my computer because I'm old and I can't see that well. Apparently. There we go. I guess because it's not open. Chrome. No, what the hell? It won't let me choose. Okay. Okay. All right. So you can see what I can see now. I'm just gonna make this bigger. All right. So this is the product right here, and then let me put my camera so you can see me. All right. So this is the product right here that I have on the table. So it's supposed to be the amp, a wiring harness, and a T harness. And I'll show you in front of me. But this is it's $3.99. And it's supposed to allow you to just install this amp via plug and play, kind of like it's shown here. Speaker, and then I'm gonna plug my speaker back. But let me just actually show you on in front of me. So here it is, right? Let me open the amp we'll show you how it all connects, because it's supposed to be like plug and play. You just have to run power and ground. So this is a very small amp. Oh, okay, this is a very small amp, but powerful, 500 watts, true 500 watts RMS. So the thought process between it with this little amp here, I'll let you see. Like, here's like the amp, right? Here's my phone. You're very zoomed in, so here's my phone. Here's the amp. There's like a cheap Chinese phone, but it's like the size of an iPhone, like a regular iPhone. So you see they're very small. So you can tuck this right next to the sub. You can mount it like this because it has the 4 mounting holes. You see that screw point, screw point, screw point, screw point. And then it just has wires coming in and wires coming out. It's only 5 wires. So the way it's supposed to go, let me flip back, is with the T harness. You're going to take your factory sub and you're going to disconnect it. You're going to plug this into your factory sub or the aftermarket sub, and then power from the amp is going to come through here to your sub, and then the signal that used to go to the factory sub is going to go here. So I have to rework this harness, and then I can show you a little quick diagram. Come on, buddy. I actually don't remember what the customer's car was. I need to pull that up. Oh, okay, hold on. Let me make sure that, yeah, okay, you can see the wrong thing, so I need to fix this. Okay, now it's working. Okay, cool. All right. What the hell is my wife back? No, okay, that was weird. Okay. It's for a 20. This is also a weird thing. This is for an RLX. So 2019 RLX gets the RLX. Okay, yeah, just a regular sub, but I want to see the rear. I guess I would need to find it in images. This is crazy. I made instructions. Hold on, you can't see what I'm seeing. Let me bring this over here. All right, so I made instructions on how to do this, but I forgot I made them. Okay, zoom in screen. So this is for an RLX 2019. So taking the seat here is kind of annoying, but this is really what I care about. I wanted to see back here where he could install the amp, and I'm pretty sure he can tuck it into one of these edges. So I'm glad this picture is here. This is clipped in, so he can unclip this and leave it right in there, no problem. He could just take the 4 screws, screw it right there, and then just run his power wire. The only thing is, where can he ground it? I think I see a ground right here. I'm not sure though. I'll have to take a look at the other diagram, but all right, let me go back to the desk so we can work on this. All right, so I need to open this. I kind of hate opening people's products because then they think it's used. But in order to make it plug and play, I do need to open it. So it's kind of just got to be dealt with. All right, so look, this is the input side of the Kicker key amp. So this is where our harness plugs in, just like that, right? So this is the input side. So this is where we got to send our signal. Normally, this is where you would connect RCAs. So if I actually grab the harness that came in the box, this one has wires you can cut, or it has RCAs. So if I unplug here, instead of using our harness, the kicker key harness actually comes with RCAs. So this is the input side. This is the low level signal you're sending, or a high level signal, because the kicker key can take high level. You see right here it says input level, and then it says low and high depending if you press the switch down or up. So for our case, we want high, so we're going to push the switch down. That's step one. Then this harness is going to plug into here. For the RLX, we're only making the subwoofer louder, so we're not tapping two speakers. Think of these right here as wire taps. So normally, hold on, you're way too zoomed in and the camera's crooked, which is pissing me off. Nice. Come see my hair, my nose hairs. Yep, okay. All right, so normally this would intercept the signal. These are T-taps. So instead of you tapping, you would plug this into, you would unplug your factory speaker connections, plug these in, and then you're set to go. Instead, what's going to happen is you would tap your speakers with these. These are taps without actually you doing any wire tapping. But since you only have one sub, I'm going to need to combine these to a single set, and both of these are going to run together, and then I'm going to show you what comes out the other end. So one sec, let me do that first. In order to do that, I am just going to take my grays and tap them to my whites. I think would be the easiest. Yeah, I think that's going to be the easiest. Okay. So I'm just going to cut this here. Flip this. Okay. Then this one, I'm going to take these sleeves cutting the sleeves out so I can solder. These have from the factory little clamps or crimps here. I'm just gonna solder around that and then add new heat shrink. So we just gotta color match these. And normally there's white here and gray here because normally you would have two subs. So like a traditional aftermarket system will have two subs. In your Acura, you only have one sub. So what we recommend is tapping the left or right speaker and the sub. In this case, we're just tapping the sub because the left and right speaker in the Krell system, I'm not sure what the output looks like, and I don't want to risk it. So I'm just tapping the sub and just using the signal from the sub. That's why I'm doing this right here. This could also be done by just plugging this one into this one, and then you make the loop like that, and then that gives you all four. You see what I'm talking about? Like the gray, they would all been connected together. But that's a little like confusing for people. I'm sure right now maybe I confuse some of you guys. So instead, by cutting and doing this, and there's only one connection, it's clear that it's only getting connected to the sub. Oh, I just realized something. This connector I don't need. So I'm actually going to, okay, yeah, that's gone. All right, so then let's add heat shrink. I'll explain to you once I have it connected so it's very clear. I just want to make sure these are the same length so that the wire looks nice and pretty. Otherwise, it may look dumb. Hold on. Yeah, see, these are just a bit longer. gonna make, like, it's gonna put like a weird slack on the wire I don't want. So now we're gonna take both our negatives. So you could do this at home. If you just pick up this harness, you cut it the way I did, you twist your grays together, your whites together. Honestly, you could pick this. You could do this with a different harness that we offer, but this as well because you get the slack that you need. All right, so then my negatives have a stripe, so these all have it's a gray with black or white with black. So we're just going to twist those together, and then these are solid, so no stripe on them. Twist those together. All right, cool. Let's add, shrink this heat shrink real quick. Kind of burned a little wire, but that's all right. It's just the insulation. So there you go. So this is the input side of the amp, and I'm going to show you the diagram in a second. Let me just finish this harness. I'm going to add Tesa tape to it the entire way just to clean it up. Hold on, that looks terrible, but whatever. And this is what I was saying. If I didn't cut them down the same length, I would end up with weirder slack. There's a little bit of weird slack, but I can like kind of just tuck this by just kind of twisting it out like that. But I could have ended up with worse slack. This is pretty bad, actually. I don't like this at all. Yeah, it looks terrible. All right, hold on. We're going to have to fix it by burying it in the middle. Yeah, it got crazy hot in here, bro. I'm like legit sweating right now. Okay. Let's get that AC going just a little bit. All right. So this is the slack that I didn't want before. So to get it out, I'm really going to just have to do it over because I'm trying to think how I can kill it. Yeah, this is why the wire length is so important. Yeah, I'm just going to have to do it over. Otherwise, it's going to look stupid no matter what. I can bury it somewhere else if I would have been more careful. I can't retrim this side, so like there's nothing I can do about this. So I'd have to hide it somewhere else. All right, it is what it is. This tape sucks to undo too. This is like good Tesa tape, so it's like annoying to undo. It's not the cheap stuff that just unravels real easy. Sometimes I don't have to go all the way. If I go like kind of to a point where there's a bunch of twists, I can get it fixed. So I'm going to see if I can get away with that. Because it's just tape, you know, it's... Okay. Okay. Let's see. No. Where could I bury some of it? Which wires are too long? Yeah, no, I have to undo it all, guys. Unfortunately, it is what it is. Sorry that this is not interesting to watch, but if I'm giving this to somebody, I want it to be right. I thought I had enabled this. I thought I had not enabled this because I cut them down to the same size. That's why you saw me cut them in the beginning, but I didn't do a good enough job. I think I'm going to make it easier on myself, and I might just... No, because you have to snake this harness. So no, I want it to have Tessa tape so that it slides easy. But I will show you like a little technique. Is like you start at both ends and then you finish in the middle, and that's very easy to hide it that way. So I'll show you, like right here I have this much done, right? So I go down, I'm going to start on this end now. Mobile Max Car Audio, how can I help you? Hello? Okay. Look, if I pull it tight like that, it has no slack. So I just need to keep it that way. But it's like when you start, I could also twist it and then tape it. That's a thing as well that people do. I'm just going to try to do it by keeping it firm. In the future, I'm just going to use, here, I'll flip the camera so you can see. In the future, I'm just going to use a sleeve. So I could just sleeve it in the beginning. But again, this isn't a product we sell. Like, I stopped selling this because the kicker key got way too expensive. And I didn't think that I could, that the price point that we're at right now would be competitive. Because it's $400 for an amp just for your sub. There's so many other options that I don't think it's necessary for you to go this way. It's just this would be like more of a plug and play option. Hold on, I have one wire that has a lot of slack. But like you could do your own sub and amp for much cheaper than this. The benefit here is that it is plug and play, but you still have to run power. So like how plug and play is that? So that's straight enough. Okay, here it is now. So this plugs into here, and that's OEM connector. So I can switch now. OEM connector into the amp. Let me get a factory sub. subs. Hey, that's why I labeled everything. Yeah, I got an accurate tip. Damn, the subs are back here. I need to use a sub because this is video, so someone sees me using a speaker, they're gonna get confused. What's up, Blackie? All right, so we are back. I know there's a big mess on this table. I will clear it off in a second so we can go over part one. Move that over there. This can come over here. This can go over there. This can get out of the way. This can go back in the box. My tips can get off the table. This can get off the table. This I will save. This can get off the table. Okay. Now I'm going to take myself off the screen real quick. Just one. Nope, just two. Okay. All right. So this is connection. All right. Let me start with. This is connection number one. Kicker key plug and play amp, so to say. This is just for your sub. So here's your factory subwoofer sitting on the rear deck, and it's connected with the OEM connector. So I'm going to flip in a second. Here's the OEM connector. The color wires might be different, but this is powering your sub. Your sub is making sound. It's working. Now you're going to give this sub or an aftermarket sub more power. So we're going to disconnect this from here. Then we're going to take the OEM connector, plug it into our kicker key harness. That's going to send the signal from the factory amplifier or a plug and play amp, whatever you have, down to the kicker key. The kicker key is going to make that signal louder, and then out of this side are going to come wires that are going to go back to the sub. So I'm going to do that now. Also, my wife called me, so let's see what she needs. Don't you love it when you're trying to do something and then just more stuff is happening? Okay. So now let me just check our amp kit to see if this has. Okay, yeah, that's not for me. Self-tapping screws, cable ties, flea block butt connector, spade connector, firewall, mini fuse, remote turn on, double strength terminal, 18 point power. Okay, nope. So that does not have speaker wire. So we're gonna grab some speaker wire. We're gonna match the length of this guy. Okay. All right. So now we have this. Gonna see if anyone's still watching though. Okay, cool. Yeah, people are still watching. Sure, I lost y'all with some of that. Yeah, I'm just getting killed right now. Acura Audio Garage, how can I help you?
Hey, how you doing? This is Doug. I'm talking to you about an hour and a half ago about the 2005 Acura TL with the radio.
Okay, yes.
Now I have the unit, and you said to turn the volume on the radio so I can get to the code.
Yeah, so you're gonna press the volume knob in. That should be the on-off switch for the OEM radio, and then you got to put in the code, whatever your code is.
Okay.
And then if it works, you should hear a beep. You might have to press the button in and then in again to turn the radio on. Like right now, you don't know if your radio's on or off.
Exactly. I'm not getting any sound still. Now remember the XM plug with the two RCA jacks. What are those supposed to be connected to?
All right, so your Android screen would have came with the RCA's we talked about. Those
No,
should go ahead.
I purchased the harness for retaining the radio, and it has two RCA jacks coming off of it.
No, I understand. I'm saying the actual screen came with a bunch of connectors. It had one with RCA's on it.
Right.
I need you to find that connection.
Oh wait, I hear something. Okay, I think my radio is on, but I don't have no sound. I can hear the static of the.
Sure, is the antenna plugged in? You could put it into AM, hit AM or FM and see if it comes up.
Okay, now I'm still looking for the RCA jack input from the harness that the radio came with.
Yeah, you need to.
Referring to the with the audio left input mic. Are you talking about that one?
Yeah, it should say audio input left, audio input right, and then you should have audio output or audio out. And then you should also have CVBS1 and like a bunch of yellow RCA's or like 2 yellow RCA's as well.
Yeah, but unfortunately, both are females. How do I bridge the two together if they both have the same fitting?
So they should have been males. If ours are females, you might have ordered the wrong thing or we sent you the wrong thing. Hold on, let me double check 1 sec.
Yeah, I have both females.
No, you chose TL. Okay, do your females have connectors on them that you can slide off, or they're just females? Because normally they're supposed to be male.
Just females.
Okay, so then our harness is wrong, and we need to send you a new harness. Because it should be males, and that's how it would bridge the gap. If you have males lying around, you can use them in the meantime. Like if you have any, they're called interconnects or RCA's. You can use. Yeah, but you shouldn't have to. So it's up to you. I could send you a new one, or we could do like a partial refund because it's not exactly the way it's supposed to be. And then you can use that partial refund money to buy the interconnects. You just need like little 1-footers. You don't even need them to be that long.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what. Why don't you send me the replacement, and I'll go ahead and get a couple of connections. If they're lousy connections, then I'll just wait until the one that's being replaced come in.
Okay, all right. So I marked you for a replacement, and I made a note that it has to be for the male ends, so you'll get the right one this time. I'll also send you a picture before I ship it to ensure we're on the same page.
Yeah. Do you want me to send this one back when I get the other one?
Yeah. I will get you a label in that same box, so you could send that one back.
Okay, perfect. But I do hear some sound coming from the speakers, but there's no real sound. Just letting me know there's some type of connection between the radio and the speakers.
Yeah. So right now, if you play a CD or you listen to a cassette or you put the radio, you should be able to hear it. You just can't see what radio station's on or what CD is playing, but it should make sound.
I'm making no sound.
No, if you hear static, you should have other sound.
Yeah. Let's see. If I go to mode.
Oh, you know what it is? Did you use the harness that has the blue plug or the harness that has a gray and blue plug for the screen?
I use the harness for the white and blue. I mean, white and gray.
White and gray. Okay, try to play something on the tablet.
Nothing plays on the tablet.
So if you go into media, like USB media, there's like usually a video they have by default. And then if you put the volume up on the tablet, you don't hear it.
Where do you want me to go to again?
Go to apps and then look for something that might say media or USB media or USB.
Second. Go to apps. I'm looking for something that says USB.
Yeah, or something that says music, or I forget what else they call it.
Music player. No.
Yeah, I don't have one in front of me, unfortunately, so I don't remember what they call it.
I'm not going to hold you much longer. I think I may be able to figure this out at this point, but in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and get a connection to bridge the two emails together.
Okay, do me a favor. I'm going to give you a phone number. I want you to send me pictures of the connections, and then I can help you via text.
Oh, okay.
Are you ready?
So let me get a pencil.
Sure.
It's funny when you don't need a pencil and give me all. Give me a second. I'm going to go get a pencil real quick.
Sure, no problem.
Okay, what's the phone number?
Sure, it's 631
Uh-huh.
538 0068.
631-538-0068.
Yep, and then send me pictures of the connections behind the radio, and then of the RCA plug, and we can go from there.
Okay. I'll show you within 5 minutes.
Okay, you got it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. All right, YouTube. I can't believe I sent that customer the wrong harness. I hope I didn't send another customer the wrong harness. Because if I sent that customer the wrong harness, it means I might have messed it up. Oh. Mobile Max Car Audio, how can I help you?
Hey, sorry about that. I was calling earlier. My phone was dying.
Oh, no problem, man. What's up?
So I was trying to figure out how to get like how to my backup camera doesn't work, and I was trying to use this new backup camera that came with the radio that you sent. I'm trying to figure out how to get it connected to work.
Oh, okay. I don't have a guide or any video information on that. I could just give you like the general background of how it should work, and hopefully you can figure it out. So in the trunk, did you already tap the reverse light?
What do you mean?
So in order for your backup camera to turn on and for it to show when you need it to show, you need to connect it to the reverse lights. So when those lights turn on, the camera knows to turn on. So you need to tap the reverse light wires so that they're connected to your camera essentially.
Okay.
So that's step
No,
one.
I haven't done that yet.
Okay, that's step one.
Okay. Okay. All right. And then, okay, so I'll do step 1 and then I'll call you back.
Okay.
Step 2.
Step 2 is then you got to run the wire from the back to the front. That little the yellow head wire with the little red cable.
Yeah.
So you have to run that from the front to the back.
Okay. Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay. All right. All right. I'll call you after step 1 and 2.
Okay, you got it.
All right. Ciao.
Bye. All right, YouTube. So I kind of have this at a point where it will make sense to most people, right? So here was the idea for this product before this kicker key got too expensive. So to my video editor, which is me, right now is where you can clip. So kicker key, factory sub, see they're relatively mixed in size, which means you can store this away, mount it somewhere near the sub. The kicker sub, the factory sub has an OEM connector on it that looks like this one right here. So this is plugged in to your factory sub like that. You then want to make this sub or another sub that you install in its place louder. So you grab this, you pull it out, you then connect it to this one. This is coming from this side of the kicker key. This is the input side. This is the signal from the factory amplifier, factory radio, plug-and-plug amplifier to the kicker key. It's a high-level signal, so we have the high-level switch on. Then the kicker key does its magic, makes the signal stronger, makes that sub really beat, and you have the OEM connector again that you can just plug right into the sub. Let's say you're not going to use the OEM sub. Let's say you're going to use one of our plug-and-play subs, because that's really what this is meant for. It's meant to pair with the plug-and-play amp. The plug-and-play sub has the same OEM connector with the wires already. So you'll just plug it into that, into the aftermarket sub. So instead of this one, you'd have this one, and then this would be all wired already for you because of how we sell the product. And then boom, now the OEM connector plugged into here, amps making that bass signal stronger, and then it's coming out of here to the new sub, or you can run it to a box wherever you want. The kicker key has signal sense, so it can turn on its own. You don't need to run a remote turn on. I do recommend you do, but you don't need to. Then what's left to run are just power and ground. Power needs to go to your battery. I'm going to show you that next. Ground just needs to be going to metal somewhere around the amp. But hold on, I'm getting a phone call. I'm going to have to take a quick little break. I'll be right back.